Crafty Kate, and I run a small crochet business. On this channel we talk all things yarn and crochet. So for this video I have several makes to show you, some new things that I made over the last several days. My Monday video was an Amazon product recommendation video, so I didn't get to show you what I made last week. Most of them were custom orders and I forgot to take pictures, so a lot of those are gone, but I did make some fun things that I'm excited to share with you guys. And then I do have some updates to go over before we get into the patterns. So first of all, I have two PalmStreet lives coming up. I have one on Sunday this weekend, October 12th at 12 p.m. Mountain Standard Time. And that one is just going to be kind of a laid back, chill crochet and chat while I have my stuff on the shop. So you can come hang out for that one. Go bookmark that if you haven't already. I will have everything linked down in the description. And then the next one is on October 17th, which is the following Friday, and that's going to be a big one. I'm going to have a bunch of safety eyes painted, and we're going to do another big spin the wheel event for makers. So I have a bunch of maker themed prizes. We're going to have some yarn, stitch markers, little goodie bags, some painted eyes, and then the big prize for this one is going to be a yarn winder. So definitely bookmark that one if you haven't. If we get 100 bookmarks for any of my lives, I will do a giveaway. So definitely go bookmark that one. I'm really excited about that one. Those are always really fun. So hope to see you at either one of those or both of those. And then another thing I was really excited to share with you guys, Elise Veludo, one of my favorite yarn brands, came out with some new colors, and they're kind of variegated or speckled. So here's a picture of those, and I will have those linked down in the description if you want to check them out, from hobbyshoppy.com. That is my favorite website to get Elise Veludo from, because if you spend $99 you get free shipping, which is fantastic because it comes all the way from Turkey. So free shipping is amazing. And I already ordered one of every one of those new colors. I have another big Elise Veludo order coming. So if you want to wait for the review of those colors, you definitely can. But if you want to get a head start and get it soon, definitely go check those out. They're very cool, very unique and different. It looks like they all have kind of a whitish base, but some of them are a little more pink and a little more blue. So I'm very excited to get all of those all at the same time so I can give you a good review of those. So that is coming up. And in case you missed it, my last Elise Veludo order, they are adding the fees into the price of the yarn, it sounds like. And I didn't have any extra charges when I got the yarn from UPS or anything like that, so the tariffs are all included as far as I know, and there's no problem there. So yeah, very excited about those. Let's see if we have any more updates. So I think that's it for updates. So we'll start going over the makes from the last couple of weeks. I don't have a ton to share with you, but I do have some. Like I said, a lot of them have been custom orders, and I've been sending them out quickly without taking pictures because I forget. So sorry about that. But so I made another sparkly little bat. So this is the pattern from Honey Bum Crafts, and I already sold one of these. I've sold several of this pattern, but this is the second sparkly bat that I've made. So this will be available in my PalmStreet and is currently on my Etsy and all the places. So I just love this. This is Parfait Chunky with a 4.5mm hook. This is one of their glitz colors that has the sparkles in it. And then I do 10mm eyes, and I use glow-in-the-dark cotton yarn for the fangs, just for a fun little touch. So there's that little guy. I charged $12 for these. So that was my spooky make for the last couple of weeks. I'm trying to cut back on spooky makes so that I don't have too many left over that I'll have to hold on to until next year. So probably one of my last spooky makes. And then I made two of the Max the Market Kitty, which is a pattern from the Cozy Buckeye. So I made a little black one with yellow eyes, and then I made a pastel tie-dye one. The black is Elise Veludo, and I used a 6mm hook for that one. These are 18mm eyes. I just love the way they look with black. And then this is Premier Basix Chenille, one of the tie-dye colors, the pastel one, 18 millimeter eyes again, and I use a 6.5 millimeter hook for the Premier Basix. But yeah, it turned out really cute. I used purple eyes. So there are those two, and again, that's Max the Market Kitty. I've sold tons and tons of those. One of my favorite patterns. And then I also did a pattern test for April from the Cozy Buckeye recently, and I am absolutely in love with this pattern. You guys know if I make more than one, it means I love it, and I made 3. So this is Boaz the Market Bear. So he's a loaf, just like the cats and raccoon and the fox and all the other ones that I make. So I made 3, all different colors. They are so cute. So I made a polar bear version with blue eyes. And all 3 of these I used the new Parfait Plush yarn with a 6 millimeter hook, and they all have 18 millimeter eyes. And this pattern works up so quick. You actually make the ears in the round. She has a really cool way of doing the ears. And then everything else is just baubles. So no sew, which is awesome. So this guy has pretty blue eyes, and I did the little smirk on a couple of them. So there's the polar bear. And then I did a black bear. So he's got the dark brown, it's kind of hard to see. He's got the dark brown nose, pretty silver eyes. Just a little loaf bear. I am obsessed with this pattern. So cute. And then I did a brown bear or a grizzly bear. And he has the little smirk there. He got pretty green eyes. So those are my 3. Little Boaz the Market Bear. So excited to see how they do. Very, very cute. And then the last make I have to share with you was a big one. It took me several days to complete, but I am very proud of her and obsessed with the color. So here she is. So this is Ty the Dragon from Handmade by Jody, the same person that wrote the Diddy Dex Dragon Snuggler pattern. And this was the first time I made it. And she is just fantastic. So these eyes I actually got from PalmStreet from Crochet Crafts by Jana. And as soon as I got them, I knew I had to make a dragon because they are so beautiful and purple, and they match this. These are both Elise Veludo colors. This is their lightest purple, and this is their darkest purple. They have one in between. They have really good purples. And I used a 6 millimeter hook. And then these are 30 millimeter eyes. And then she has directions to make kind of a sad, sleepy eyebrow. But I just moved it forward to give it more of a like angry dragon look, which I love. And then she'll sit down. She's got these gorgeous wings back here. Very cool. I do have a couple notes about this pattern, so let me grab those. Okay, so a couple things that I did different besides the eyebrows. I just moved those, so you can put those wherever you want. But so there's a lot of sewing with this pattern. You sew the eyebrows on, the horns, the ears, the wings, the tail, and then you're supposed to sew the arms and the legs on as well. But just like the stitch pattern, this one is built pretty much exactly the same, just minus the color changes for the belly. I did make the arms and legs no sew. So if you're interested in trying this pattern, definitely save this video so you can come back and remember where I put everything, or just write it down. So first of all, for the arms and legs, I didn't make them any different. I think for the stitch, I added an extra row to crochet the tops of the arms and legs together, but these I didn't do that because I didn't want them to be quite as floppy, so I just left them with the 6 stitches at the end, and then when I crochet them in, I go through both sides of the arm, if that makes sense. So for the arms, I did row no, for the legs. So you start with the legs because you start from the bottom. So for the legs, row 6, I did 11 single crochets and then 3 through a leg, and then 12 single crochets, 3 through a leg, and then 1 single crochet. So the 11 single crochets you do at the beginning of the round is the front of the dragon. So make sure your toes point towards the front, if that makes sense. So 11 single crochets, 3 through the leg, 12 single crochets, 3 through the leg, and then 1 single crochet to finish that row. So that's round 6. And then for the arms, I did round 16, and you just want to center the arms over the legs. And I did 6 single crochets between the arms. And these ones, I made sure the toes were pointing forward, not out to the sides. You can decide how you want to do it. But yeah, so I did row 6 and row 16 for the arms and legs. So that made it a little bit easier. And then the only other thing that I changed, in her Diddy Decks pattern, she has you do the rows of the wings in the back loop every row so that it gives it this kind of texture. It's kind of hard to see. But in this pattern, it didn't specify to do that, but I wanted it to have kind of the ridgy texture, so I did all of the rows in the back loops only, to give it that cool kind of texture. So that was the only things that I changed for this guy. I love the way he turned out. His cute little ears. Gorgeous. So absolutely love that guy. And the color, of course, purple is my favorite. So if this guy never sells, he can become my mascot or something. Maybe we'll have him in the backgrounds of the videos, but I would love for him to find a forever home. Somebody who will love him because he's so cute, he or she. So yeah, there's that guy. And that is everything that I made the last few weeks that didn't go out as a custom order or anything like that. I have had lots of orders recently. I've been doing lives on PalmStreet, and I've been putting a lot of work into my Etsy since I'm not doing markets for the rest of the year. So I've had lots of orders to get out, and I'm currently working on 2 custom tie-dye dragons. I made a custom listing on my Etsy for tie-dye dragons, which I'm excited about, to make a bunch of tie-dye dragons. So I actually have 2 this pink and purple color that I'm working on, and they have pretty hot pink wings. So I have the pieces started for those, and then I have several other custom orders that I will be working on as well. I also have a quick shipping map update for you guys from the last PalmStreet, I believe it was. We were able to fill in Maine and North Dakota, so we are getting so close to filling in the whole thing. Looks like we just have New Mexico, Kansas, Iowa, and Vermont left for the year, so that's very exciting. And then I have one more quick little update for you guys. I just bought a bunch of patterns on Etsy that I wanted to share with you. Just a Mom Crocheting is having a big sale today. I'm going to try to get this video out and posted for you guys with a little time left to hopefully hit that sale. Otherwise, they might be full price again. But I just wanted to let you know what I got from her shop. If you've watched some of my other videos, I have pattern tested for her before, and I have tons of her patterns, and I absolutely love all of them. She does little tiny mini makes and then also mini snugglers. So the patterns that I just got were Winnie the Mini Bunny. So I'll put pictures up of each one. The Mini Bunny is a snuggler pattern, so I'm really excited for that. I have another bunny pattern that I do that has been popular, so a snuggler should be fun. And then I got her No Sew Crochet Baby Bird patterns, the duck, crow, chicken, flamingo. And the little ducks are just the cutest things ever, and I've never made it, so I got the little duck patterns. And then she also has a duckling and a chick mini snuggler pattern, so I got that one as well. They look absolutely adorable with their little wings, the way they stick out. So excited for those. I've never made like the Della the ducks or anything like that, so This is kind of a mini version, so I'm excited for that one. And then I also got her mini kitties, which are itty bitty little kitties, kind of like the otter that I made recently. And they have a whole bunch of different color combinations to make different breeds of cats. So those are super cute. And then the last one I got is her capybara mini snuggler. Capybaras have been really popular for me recently, so I was excited to see that she has a little snuggler version, and the little body looks so sweet and cute. So those are the patterns I got from her, and like I said, she's running a big sale today only. Today's Thursday, so run if you want any of her patterns, run get them while the sale is still going on. I think there's a couple hours left, so go check in on those if you're interested. So going forward, it will just be kind of a mix of PalmStreet recaps and what I make during the week and fun new makes. So yeah, definitely don't forget to subscribe if you like content like this. And for an emoji for making it all the way to the end of the video, let's do a bear down in the comments in honor of our little Boaz the bear, Boaz the market bear. So cute. I'm very excited for him. So bear down in the comments. Thank you so much for watching all the way to the end. And I will see you guys in the next one. Bye.